We are live on DSTV, channel 421, Go TV 144. This is Joy News Prime with me, Ernest Kojo Manu. Our top stories this arm. Retail trade in the capital to grind to a halt as the Association of Exporters and Importers and Food and Beverages joined GUTA to shut down in protest to demand an improved business climate.
Now, as we speak, the exchange rate is around 13 Ghana cedis to the dollar, whilst we started the year with a rate of 6.2. On this note, by the authority vested in me, by the trading community, I declare all shops in Greater Accra closed from tomorrow.
We have details as an economist warns a protracted closure could have dire consequences for an already ailing economy. Also, Supreme Court nominee Justice Barbara Akayensu admits there has been some loss of trust in the judiciary, but says the generality of Ghanaians have full confidence in the ability of the court to administer justice.
I am aware of some loss in trust and confidence. I can confidently say that it is not true, with all due respect.
We have details as she disagrees with claims that the Supreme Court is being packed by President Akufo-Addo.
That is a misconception. For a start, it is not a fact that there are going to be 18 members of the Supreme Court.
Also on Joy News Prime, illegal miners forcing some residents of Epinaman out of their homes as they dig round their houses in search for gold.
They threatened me many times. They even told me that they had already bought the land from someone. I still didn't move. There are days I'll be cooking in my kitchen and they'll be digging just in front of me.
And later here on Joy News Prime, we have the National Science and Maths Quiz. Hello again, thanks for choosing us. The Council of State could not address the demands of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, after a meeting in Accra on Tuesday to prevent them from closing their shops. Addressing the media after hours of deliberation, the traders announced trading mainly in the Central Business District will halt from Wednesday, October 19 to Monday, October 24. This to protest the increasing cost of doing businesses and also the taxes. Samuel Kojo reports.
There is increasing pressure on government to fix the country, a falling currency and rising inflation. Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has announced the closure of shops to force duty bearers to fix the economy.
Now, as we speak, the exchange rate is around 13 Ghana cedis to the dollar, whilst we started the year with a rate of 6.2. At the same time, the commercial lending rate is hovering around 38% when we started the year with around 22%. It is obvious that we cannot contain this any longer, as it is increasingly getting unbearable. We want to give a pinch to the government to recognize that there is a sense of urgency in this situation. On this note, by the authority vested in me, by the trading community, I declare all shops in Greater Accra closed from tomorrow, Wednesday, 19th October 2022 to Monday. Thank you very much. So, what it means is that we are closing down our shops and we open for business on Monday.
Another stakeholder in the trading industry, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, have also declared their support for GUTA and have decided to close their shops as well. Samuel Agri is its General Secretary.
And what we are doing that in conjunction with GUTA. And therefore, their members would want to go the long haul. Our members will also go up to Friday because we are only sending a signal to government that this is the problem that we are facing. And it will not be fair. When they are closed down, we are still operating. So that is why we did that to support, to drive home what is happening. If government is sleeping, this is the time that they need to wake up to know what exactly is.
Let's go to the phone lines now and speak to Dr. Patrick Isumin, who is an economist at the University of Ghana Business School, for some insight on this. Doc, thank you very much for your time here on Joy News Prime. We have the economy already ailing. Inflation is skyrocketing almost 40%. The CD is depreciating a little over 12 CDs right now. Businesses say they can no longer bear the brunt of these harsh economic indicators, but shutting down their shops will have consequences, wouldn't it?
Good evening and good evening to viewers. Yes, for sure. I think shutting down their shops will affect the economy. People depend on these shops for their daily necessities and daily needs. So also for all the time that their shops are closed, they are not making sales. And then it also means it will affect how much sales they make and then how much taxes they pay. But at the same time, you have to understand that the immediate impact is also on close their shops. So you have to question how long they can keep their shops closed, because yes, that activity will affect their customers and in some ways the government, but it will also affect them directly. So maybe they will be able to keep their shops closed for a short while, but over the long term, I'm not sure that they will be able to sustain that.
Well, they've indicated that they'll do that within 6 days, or in the next 6 days, beginning tomorrow. Would that be enough to drum home their concerns, beyond which time you think that the repercussions will be, they'll not be able to contain?
It's not clear to me that they need to close their shops for government to know that they have concerns. I think the concerns about how the economy is going from the macro to the micro side is well known, well documented. And I think at this point, the government has clearly acknowledged that there are difficulties. Mm-hmm. If their concern is for them to see government take some action, yes, I think that one is a valid concern. It appears that outside of the IMF program, not much is being done, not much is going on. So it appears that what we are doing is just waiting for IMF program to come on board, and then suddenly we will see something. But at the same time, the traders should understand that they should start seeing themselves as part of the solution as well. Because, if these traders continue to facilitate the importation of foreign goods, it's all part of how the currency is depreciating. Mm-hmm. So if instead of trying to support local businesses, they are happy to go and simply import from other places and come and sell, well, ultimately, it's not going to hurt. And when the currency is suffering, they are also going to feel the pain. And now
but they gave some recommendations, Doc, including, that was a 12-point recommendation, including a retention policy to allow the Bank of Ghana retain a lot of foreign exchange in the country to support their businesses, but also the currency. But they want, in the short term, the Bank of Ghana to review downwards its policy rate. Do you think we can afford to do that?
I mean, that seems very self-serving. I mean, we have to think about the broader interest of the economy. So yes, so that they will retain the foreign exchange they gain. But, where is the central bank going to get the broader foreign exchange from? So I think that you've seen that they've made recommendations. From where I sit, the recommendations seem more self-serving to serve the interest of traders, not necessarily the interest of the broader economy.
Thank you very much. That's Dr. Patrick Isumin. He's an economist at the University of Ghana Business School. Some of President Akufo-Addo's nominees to the Supreme Court are fighting off accusations that the judiciary is corrupt and not trusted by the public to deliver true justice. Taking their turn before Parliament Appointments Committee, Justices Barbara Akayensu and George Kingsley Kumsin affirmed the impartiality and credibility of the judiciary. Parliamentary correspondent Kweku Asante has more in the following report.
President Akufo-Addo has appointed 11 judges to the Supreme Court since he assumed office in 2017. He has nominated 4 new judges to go on to the Supreme Court, giving him 15 appointments to the highest court. That will be the highest number of appointments that has ever been made. Indeed, the first 2 judges of the Supreme Court, the nominees who have appeared before the Appointment Committee, have been subjected to questions from members regarding the independence and neutrality of judges. According to Justice Kingsley Kumsin and Justice Barbara Akayensu, who appeared before the committee today, the judiciary's independence is still intact, despite some concerns from the public.
I will assure you that the independence of the judiciary is rare. Yes, there are occasions where some persons may be compromised, for which nobody can deny. We have had situations in this country where judges have been dismissed for such behavior. But I can say on authority that the judiciary is independent unless the contrary is proved.
I am aware of some loss in trust and confidence, but from where I am sitting as a judicial officer, I can confidently say that it is not true, with all due respect, that generally the population is losing trust, because the number of cases are increasing day by day.
Justice Barbara Akayensu also said she disagreed with assertions that the Supreme Court has been packed. Indeed, it was the suggestion of the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, that Akufo-Addo has appointed so many judges which amounted to packing the courts.
President Mills contributed about 21.4% to appointments to the Supreme Court. Excellency John Dramani Mahama, 28.6%. Nana Addo Dankwa, 78.6%, from 11 to 14 Supreme Court judges. Whether he's mindful of the public purse and whether he's mindful he's protecting the public purse with these numbers is a matter that we all should be looking at. Here alone, 11 of 14 justices of Supreme Court. It has not happened.
But Justice Barbara Akayensu, who is currently a justice of the Court of Appeal, said she did not agree with those assertions.
I think that is a misconception. For a start, it is not a fact that there are going to be 18 members of the Supreme Court, should you graciously confirm my appointment, my nomination. As a matter of practice, generally speaking, nominations to the Supreme Court are made when there are vacancies. When some of the Supreme Court judges are going on retirement. And as we are speaking here, a number of them have gone on retirement, thus creating vacancies, and hence my nomination.
On Wednesday, the other 2 nominees will take their turn before the Appointment Committee. It is expected that Justice Kwame Adibu-Esiedu, Justice Ernest Kojo will also take their turn and answer questions as to their suitability to be on the highest court of the land. For Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Intimidated and frustrated and yet left with no option. That's the story of Joyce Owonyo at Apinaman, a small community in the eastern region where illegal mining is beginning to take shape. Illegal miners have dug around her house in a bid to intimidate and force her out of her land. My colleague Michael Ashale met with her while touring some illegal mining sites in that area with the Christian Council of Ghana. There's more in the following report.
Epinaman is a small community East of Asamankese, in the eastern region, like many communities, illegal mining is wreaking havoc, and Epinaman is not spared. Joyce Wawonyo lives far in the Epinaman forest. She's witnessed the terrible effects of illegal mining firsthand. The miners first offered to buy her out of the land. She refused, and now they are threatening her.
One day, the miners came and asked me to pack out. I refused, so they excavated the land around us. They made a circle around my house, destroying my farmland. I put all my energy into that farm. Now, my family and I don't even know what to do.
Joyce is now 43 years old with 5 children. She says her experience with illegal miners was scary.
The miners threatened me many times. They even told me that they had already bought the land from someone. I still didn't move. There are days I'll be cooking in my kitchen and they'll be digging just in front of me. I need help.
Joyce is not alone. In the Pinaman forest, many households are seen abandoned with the land all destroyed. Chief of the area, Osa Berima Owariasari Pinkro III says activities of illegal mining are getting out of hand.
I am helpless. Galamsa wang ayo awang kata swa ubesu. Sebitua minka. Mintu I will not be part of it. Minka. I will never be part of it. And see, you can't drink any water. You can't drink it. The streams and all this are all polluted. You can't.
Oh, mine sereye yo. Oh, mine sereye yo. Ayesa na hose. Oh, mafubra neche.
Members of the Ghana Christian Council also visited the area to assess the level of devastation caused by illegal mining as they prepare to take a stand against activities of Galamsey.
It is greed. Greed and selfishness is what is killing us. And this will appeal to the church, will appeal to the mosque, will appeal to everybody, politicians, and everyone, that look, let us be concerned.
Are we a serious nation? Do we have leadership? Do we have institutions? Do we have Christians in this area? I am really overwhelmed and I need to weep. It is better late than never.
So for me, I'm calling on our leaders to lead. Somebody will have to control these young men in the Galamsey industry. Somebody will have to educate them, and they will stop. But where there are no leadership, then things go way.
For them, there's nothing prayer can't resolve.
That which is wrong. We are guilty of raping and destroying.
For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Oh Lord, heal our nation. Your word says that if our people will have.
Well, thankfully, the DCE for Denchembo district in the eastern region, said Bikran Ofosu, joins us via Zoom for some more on this story. But before that, my colleague Kofi J is with me in the studio to help us see the extent of destruction in the area through the use of technology. Kofi, take us to Epinaman and let's see how bad the situation really is.
So we take a quick trip from our studios here in Joy FM to Epinaman and see the extent of damage caused by illegal mining in this area. So we go in there. So as you can see, the area is sitting deep in the forest, zone. Or as you can see, this is the Pinaman area, and then you can see pockets of galamsey activities, Ernest. And so
all the way up.
Absolutely. So let's start from here. So if we open this up, you can actually see that the miners or the illegal miners have actually, destroyed the forest area in this space. And you can see that all these water bodies or these degraded areas are not covered at the moment, and it's posing a lot of threats. And you can actually see that there are streams actually passing through this degraded areas. Heavily polluted. So let's go into the town proper and see what is happening there in terms of the extent of damage. So you can see that this is the settlement, and close to where people are staying, you can actually see that the galamsey has actually traveled from where I showed you
from the forest area
now
down to the town.
Is coming deep into the town. You can see that all these areas have been destroyed, and if you take a 3D view of the area, you can see that this is very dire, and I want to show you exactly. So look at the place. I mean, about half of the town is being degraded, and then you can see galamsey activity, illegal mining taking over Epinaman, and all these forest areas have been destroyed. And then the water bodies within these areas have been heavily polluted. This is the settlement. And within the settlement, you can see pockets of galamsey activities
ongoing in the town proper.
Exactly. So look at someone's house just here, and then look at galamsey activities. So
just in the backyard.
Exactly. And this is something that we can't, tolerate as a country. And then, as exactly a year ago, this same area, Epinaman, was the place that 3 miners died in a galamsey pit, and then it was a terrible news for us as a country. So as we've shown you with technology or our touch screen, you've seen that the area or Epinaman proper has been degraded by galamsey activity.
Kofi, thank you. Let's speak now to the DCE who is joining us on the phone, Seth Bikran Fosu. Thank you very much, sir, for your time here on Joy News Prime. You know about this destruction in your district?
Oh, thank you very much. Unfortunately, where I am, I couldn't watch the video you showed. But what I will say is that when you go to Apinamai, there are 2 large-scale companies that have construction at Apinamai. That's MA Resources and GCD. And they are practicing what we call ticketing system. So they've given out their land to small-scale miners who are working on their land. Unfortunately, their monitoring system has been weak. So we have taken it upon ourselves. And if you check the record, last 2 years alone, about 15 people were arrested from Apinamai and jailed. Some went in as much as 15 years, some 20 years. So that's been the problem. The companies are not doing their monitoring well. So we have been collaborating with the military and UPA and Mineral Commission, and I've been working on. But my brother, the fight has not been easy.
Also, just clarity on what you just said. Is it the company that is not doing monitoring on the sites that it is operating in, or the fact that the company itself is not mining responsibly?
Well, what I'm saying is that the company has given out, in fact, GCD practices what they call tributing system, where they've given part of their land to small-scale miners to work on their behalf. So under normal circumstances, they have to do the monitoring, reclamation, and all those things. But unfortunately, they have not been doing what they're supposed to do. So we have coming in to help them in monitoring and those things. And also, I have to accept that there have been illegal miners who have been including into their, concession, as I told you. So last year alone, if you check the records from Apinamai alone, since 2017, more than 40 people have been arrested and sentenced into prison. So,
but Mr. Fosu, how about mining in the town? Because this woman we spoke to says the mining is happening all around her house, and she's being forced to move. So this is not within the forest area. or the concessions. This is in the town proper. You do not know this?
I have to accept that I'm not aware. As I said, I didn't watch the video you showed because I found myself in a place that I couldn't watch the video. But it comes as a surprise to me that they are mining right in the town. As I said, I know that there's mining going on, but there's a large-scale company. There are two companies, MA Resources and GCD, who have concession in Apiaman. So,
Mr. Fosu, it comes to me as a surprise that you say you do not know anything about this, especially when this fight against illegal mining has been going.
I don't know that they are mining in somebody's house. I didn't say that I don't know that they are mining.
Yes, and I'm referring to that specifically. I mean, if you're doing your monitoring, and especially because your government is on a campaign, I do not think they should elude you.
Well, as I said, I have to admit that I'm not aware that they are mining in the house. I will not lie about it. That I am aware. I'm not aware.
Can we expect that you take this up?
The company also have a security team that go on monitoring. EPA too has been coming around, and sometimes our mining committee also go around for monitoring. So this actually comes to me as a surprise, and I'm promising that I will take immediate steps. By tomorrow, I will be there and take charge. But I am not aware. I have to admit.
Thank you.
I will not come on radio and lie about this. I am not aware that they are mining in somebody's house. And the information has not come to my desk. But thankfully, although I couldn't watch the video, since you have brought this to my attention, you will hear about it by tomorrow. There will be immediate action to take.
Thank you very much for your time. That's the DCE for the area, Seth Bekran Fosu, speaking to us there. You're watching Johnny's Prime with me, Ernest Manu. And still to come, we have the National Science and Maths Quiz. And the two-time winners of the National Science and Maths Quiz, Opoku School, seem to have found their NSMQ mojo in contest with Volta region-based schools. The Santasi boys were gradually getting known as the school that always gets eliminated by a Volta region-based school. Now, in 2016, Opoku had their campaign truncated by Kitasco at the 1-8 stage. In 2018, they were beaten by first-timers and less fancied Sunrise SHS at the preliminary stage, but they managed to qualify to the next stage as the highest scoring losing school. They were subsequently beaten and eliminated by another Volta region-based school, that's Mauli School. But the story was different today. Owaz beat Anglo SHS and Sunyani SHS convincingly to qualify to the quarterfinals of this year's competition. Maxwell Bahasmo.
The reigning Ashanti regional champions, Opoku School, now have the highest points that we've seen so far in the 1-8 stage of the 2022 National Science and Maths Quiz. They qualified for the quarterfinals with 64 points. The second highest points that we've seen so far in this competition is 60 points coming from Accra Academy. The Santasi boys say this is their year and they're going to win the trophy for the third time. Trinity, they call it. School, simply unstoppable, relentless, unflagging, and you can see the energy here around me. This is how they're doing here. The Santasi boys beat Rampe College in the regional championship, and now they have won their contest here at the Sarah Men's Auditorium. Let's speak to some of them.
It was just a tryout, and we gave them, the other schools, we gave them the opportunity, the platform for them to show what they could have done, but they couldn't. They didn't utilize the opportunity. So for us, our job is not finished. Right? Our job is only finished when we've won the National Science.
Okay. For you, Pepper College, we are coming for you from the right. We cannot do anything for you.
That's what we have to say. As confirmed by the quiz mistress, that this contest was between the Opoku School and the others. That's all it will be. Through this contest, through this competition, it will be Opoku School and the others. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You see, I told you something about Opoku School winning this contest with a very high mark. You understand? And somebody from Prempeh College and at this school was trying to, say something different. But you see, everything we prove it with our points. And with our knowledge, with our integrity, our intelligence. So, God willing, for the quarterfinals, we are given a very, competitive contest, which we are winning. In fact, we are making.
I have an old student here with me.
And now the quiz mistress for the National Science and Maths quiz, Dr. Elsie Efa-Koffman, arrived in Kumasi this afternoon ready to moderate the contest from the quarterfinals to the grand finale, scheduled to start tomorrow, Wednesday, to the 26th of October. Maxwell Agba is with her and joins us live. Maxwell, take it away.
Spine tingling contest here. We've seen a lot of contests that have had people on tenterhooks in this auditorium. The 1/8 stage has ended. We're moving straight to the quarterfinals, to the grand finale. If you can hear any noise in the background, it's actually coming from the technical team here, getting the place ready for tomorrow. Lights, the stage, everything, sound, everything ready for tomorrow. We're starting the quarterfinals tomorrow. And guess who we have here? I'm sure maybe you've seen her already. The main quiz mistress for the National Science and Maths quiz, Professor Elsie Efa-Koffman. She's also the dean for, I wanted to say it so,
the School of Engineering Sciences, University of Ghana.
Great, so you have that. Prof, we're excited to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And we've seen the reaction already on social media when they posted a picture of you around. I said, okay, agronomy from the action is now about to begin. That's what some of them said. We want to find out your expectations ahead of tomorrow's contest, quarterfinal.
All right, so every year, quarterfinals onwards, it's something else. It's a whole new level. The reason being we enter the money zone. So every point is worth something to someone. So you see more intensity. Of course, some of the weaker schools are also gone. So every school is here to win. So a lot of intensity, that's what I'm expecting. Every point will be challenged. So I had to make sure all my questions are in top form. Yes, yes. So expectations, that's basically what it is.
So even for you, as the contestants are getting ready in their rooms, sleepless nights, you also have a bit of sleepless night because you have to get ready for the quiz.
Yes, a lot of sleepless nights. During this period, I don't sleep much. Yes, yes. When you have a contest that is problem-free, meaning all the questions have no issues with them, you have to wonder how that happens. Somebody is checking every single question multiple times. We always do the very best that we can as a consulting team, but sometimes we do miss certain things. We are human after all. But we try to make sure that we do a top job every year.
So you have that. It's not just the contestants burning the midnight candle. The quiz mistress herself too is awake, making sure that she's dotted her I's and then crossed the T's and everything. Another thing that I want us to talk about before you leave is the issue of girls' schools and their progression in the NSMQ. I think it's beginning to get repetitive and boring because every year we talk about a girls' school winning the NSMQ. But now we are the 1/8 stage, and I'm getting information that it seems all the girls' schools have been eliminated at the 1/8 stage. So we don't have any all-female school, from the quarterfinals. That's the information we're getting right now.
What happened in my absence?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. And I think your own school, Bugis, they are also.
I want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? But do you think there's anything we can do? Do you think there's anything we can do to salvage the situation?
To be honest, we need to study what's going on. We need to ask questions. I don't know what their preparations were like this year, but I would like to find out, was there something they did that was worse than usual? Or are the boys' schools and the mixed schools doing something else that the girls' schools are not doing? I keep asking for studies. I'm in STEM, I'm in engineering. I want to see statements made based on evidence, based on proper studies, and nobody is taking me up on the offer to do the study to find out what is going on. So I'm getting.
I'll take up the offer.
Yeah, we need to do a proper study to find out what's going on. Yeah.
Finally, before you go, I'm sure for the contestants, it will be difficult for them to watch TV this evening, especially those competing tomorrow. So maybe their family members who are watching the news right now, and you have some advice for the contestants. Family members would watch, friends would watch, and I'm sure they communicate it to relay to them.
Yes, if you've made it to quarterfinals, you are already a hero. I call all of them my superstars. Some of them come to my school after this, Okay. After they finish their exams, they get admitted to engineering school. I see them, and I always call them superstars. These are my superstars, my superheroes. So getting into the quarterfinals already is a huge achievement. See it as a stepping stone to bigger and better things. It's not all or none, It's a good thing to be here, and making it here is a great achievement. So if you're a parent also, you are a sibling, you're a family member, treat them special. They deserve it, don't they? Yes.
Thanks so much. Always a pleasure talking to you, Prof.
A pleasure too. Thank you for having me.
Great. So yes, you had it right there, Professor Elsie Effa-Kaufman, and the main quiz mistress is in town. She is in Kumasi. She's ready for tomorrow, and I'm sure the contestants are also getting ready for tomorrow. Remember that all the quarterfinals contests will be live on Joy News and then also live on Joy Prime. You don't want to miss the action. But right about now, let me just show you what we have in the background. Like I mentioned earlier, we have the technical team getting ready. The camera technician will pan for you to see them, how they are busily, working, making sure that they get everything ready here so you can watch the contest in the comfort of your home. You can see all the seats. I'm sure you're going to arrange them right after they are done. Everything will be put, in place so that tomorrow when you come here, you'll be comfortable here in the auditorium, here at the Sarah Mensah auditorium at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So that's what is happening. Remember that we also have the Twitter space that will be happening later this evening at 8 p.m. We'll be bringing that to you on Twitter. You can join us there as well. Over to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Maxwell, for bringing us that exclusive interview with the quiz mistress. So the action begins now, and congratulations to all the schools who have made it thus far. The action is right here on Joy News. Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Prime. To other stories now, residents and commuters who use the Nkwantat-Pasa section of the Eastern Corridor Road say they feel let down by successive governments over failed promises to fix their roads. According to them, the frequent breakdown of vehicles on that stretch, especially at Nyanbon Junction, is worrying. The DCE for Nkwantat North District, William Kendinan, contends the road also accounted for their poverty status as the poorest district in Ghana, announced by the Ghana Statistical Service. Correspondent Peter Senu spent some time in the community and has sent us this report.
Debia Kojo Manu abeka enti esra ben se won boy na ebre debia Kojo Manu babeda ye Kojo Manu yebeda hai ya se firi jomba so na yebeda anti esra ben se won boy na ebre pa.
The stark reality for commuters who were stranded on October 17th, 2022 at Nyambon Junction. Nursing mothers and the aged who gave up all hopes just to weather the storm. Their frustrations are real and a reflection of the generality of the people in the area. According to them, they feel abandoned and neglected by governments over the past years as failed promises to fix the road is what they can remember.
The nature of the road is unbearable. A distance that you can cover within 1 hour or 2 hours. We are on this road for about 8 hours, which shouldn't be so, because if you look at the nature of this road, you see that they even neglect the people around the area. This is where the greater yams that the whole Ghana eats come from. You cannot even in the whole Ghana, where do they farm yam more than Paza, Domanko, Bimbila, and so on? Name it.
When they bread too much, I may a cousin, they are bubo phone, I'm a cousin in our side. This is a cousin, I want to be and send him. We also me free that by me, Bano, me, Johnny say, or Hannah Bebeka, and Paso Mabaka. Say a pangers in a tono, a bimu call a tatali, a bimu call tamale. Say, oh, me in a car, you need a bear atomoquano. And I bear and by here and boy, Nancy say, Quanidia. I'm fast a papa and my.
Metimi sori free fie se me kra me kunni me kwa se me kwa gabute ya kwada ho ma adichi nso yetimi beda ha beda mensa nanu bi ya da mensa a me nya ndru fie an ende bi na ndru ada yesa kwa sa na ya ka betimo wa ha driver no obre e wokita ntope no ya tu na ya pia na ya ebi na ya saba ye ni mo abehia ai se ska we am free a enya ade a se ebesa ndru fie se me kunu ni nya bemba papa Obejun so hwa me bo adwoman po wo na chi betimi agudwa na ama me say wo kwadwa da mensa da nan den ti na wa beka kwan so wonti ase nti ye hia mboa.
The news team also had its share of the deplorable nature of the road as we spent about an hour on our way into Kwaza and over 4 hours on our way back as this vehicle got stuck. We had to drive through the community upon pleading for some minutes. Drivers who could not wait had to drive through the community, but at a cost.
Because my tax are bent to me. It's me for be fear, I say, if you no see me pay be man to ask one charge me. Me qua cra, some man to me and see an adrena me could do or chana traffic and bedi muntino, Mbwabia or Biba Buami, no nami pay be man one charge me. Intimin Casso be a charge me, or my Buami Afri, and my pay be a mom. Nanya penny say a bang bomb more than no on your coin we may. Kwan we no eno ni Eastern Corridor Road omo aka ho asem saa basin de yen hwehwe president bia obeba or the bear politics onye kwan no nti yesresi join news any adom adahuruma mumbo modi say niamu ye anadwi ni edi resource be mamu munhwe abatan omote ho omo firidwa omo ntumi ndru fie nkohwe omo mba nti yesramu munhwe na omo mbanye kwan no mma.
According to a survey by Ghana Statistical Service released days ago, Nkwanta North is the poorest district in the country with a multi-dimensional score of 79.7, more than twice the national figure of 29.7. Krachi Nchumru is the second district in the region but fourth on the national scale. The deplorable nature of the road, the DC for Nkwanta North, William Mauma Kedinan, contended had also contributed to a state of affairs, as the area is not accessible, thereby lacking basic social economic amenities and also hindering the economic lives of the people.
Even if not today, we are much aware we are in one of the deprived districts in the Oti region and Ghana at large. So I am not much surprised if Nkwanta North is ranked 1 in terms of for poverty and then some other things that take us to this far. I know you from Nkwanta to Pasa, you saw the nature of the road. And Nkwanta North is occupied about 95% occupationally farmers who yearly gather their produce and sell them at the market or Accra. We have middlemen who come from Accra and many other places to buy this produce and sell them in Accra or wherever they go with. So you see the nature of the road. It means therefore that the road have to cut off and the produce that the people who have spent, invested, and then, for the full year will run rotten in the market, which affects both psychologically, economically, and physically.
The DC, who was blunt about the state of affairs, says he is not surprised about the findings and is asking for support from NGOs and philanthropists to consider investing in the area as government works on the trunk roads for the area. Peter Senu for Joy News.
And that's how we end Joy News Prime. Many thanks for your company. We have more stories on myjoyonline.com.